All right, let's do a little bit of week 6 here. I had a hat on a little while ago, so now my hair is like, wow, but it's fine. It's totally fine. We're going to talk about peer review before we get started with peer review. Can't very well ask you to do something unless I've kind of talked to you about it. So let's open this up. We'll get through this. This is not going to take very long. Not at all. Make sure that I have turned on sound. All right. So here we are. Peer review, making it work. Peer review is essential to your success in this class. And I personally see it as teamwork. I don't know how we could not consider it teamwork because it's everyone working together. Like, I have to do my part, you do your part, then I do my part again. We work together. All right. Anybody ever seen that show, Community? I love that show. It's such a great show. So let's see what the slide says here. You see your writing through someone else's, a reader's eyes or mind. It is easier to see mistakes in someone else's work. It just is. This is why peer review works. It's easier to see mistakes in someone else's work. We're blind to our own mistakes, but I sure can point yours out. The more you look at their papers, the better you'll get at recognizing those same mistakes in your own work. It teaches you that critique is good. It helps you develop thick skin because you discover the value of critique. And that's where last week I said, harden the fish up, Care Bear. I didn't mean fish, right? We do. We have to harden up. We have to get good with critique. We have to understand how important it is, how essential it is. And we can't let it be something that we take personally. It's not about you. It's about the work. How do we make the work better? That's the goal. And we do this as a team. It establishes the power of teamwork because it takes every group member pulling their weight in the peer review process. It really is harmful to a class of students when we have members who don't participate. It is harmful. And in an online environment, it's difficult to get everyone doing what they're supposed to do. My hope every semester is that everyone's going to do what they're supposed to do. And I'm going to encourage you to do what you're supposed to do because we're a team and we help each other. We can't let fear of the unknown stop us, right? We have to just jump in, charge in, see what's going to happen, not take any of it personally, and get the feedback because your paper can't really get better on its own. And you are blind to a lot of your own mistakes. So you need the perspective of a pre-reader, someone who's going to look at this before the teacher so that they can help you look for those things that need to be corrected. So we do that with peer review. Now, there are some things with peer review we absolutely should not do. And this is probably hands down my favorite video of this semester. So here are some peer review mistakes to avoid making.
Peer review can be a very valuable exercise for students of all grades. However, some people don't know how to do a quality peer review. Let's take a look at some of these peer review bozos. First, let's listen in as Picky Patty peer reviews her partner's paragraph. You have 2 ands in your paper. That's too many ands. You call that a period? There's a little line at the bottom. It looks like a comma. Ooh, 1/2 centimeter of your title is not underlined. Oh my gosh, you put such a big space between that word and that comma. If you don't care about the process, it ruins everything.
You spelled cat wrong. It's C-A-T, not K-A-T.
Yeah, sure.
I would rate your topic sentence a 3.
Yeah, whatever.
I would grade your paper D+.
Cool.
Then there's a person who just wants to interact with all the kids and groups nearby.
Hey, Bobby. How do you spell the word word?
I don't know.
Do you agree with me that... Bran.
What?
My partner wrote the title wrong.
Out to the hand.
You spelled intellectualizes.
Some peer reviewers give suggestions that do no good because they aren't specific enough.
You spelled some words wrong, plus I think you're missing a few capitals.
Where are they?
On the paper.
Where on the paper?
Kind of everywhere, all over the paper.
Some peer reviewers don't know how to give their suggestions in a kind way.
Your class number looks stupid.
That's the way I wrote the number.
Are you dumb? You're supposed to put a space between A and lot.
Gosh, I didn't know.
You spelled dinosaur so wrong, you shouldn't even try.
Fine, I'll go get a dictionary.
Some people don't have a clue when it comes to volume.
I love your topic sentence. Wow, you used the word plethora, which is such a rich use of vocabulary. I think you spelled Pachycephalosaurus wrong.
Have you ever worked with someone who insists on you taking her advice?
Fox is spelled F-O-A-X, not F-O-X.
Why don't we go get a dictionary?
Just change it. Do you, not trust me?
I think it's spelled F-O-X.
Just change it.
Well, it is my paper.
Listen, that's the way my mom spells it, so if you don't change it, you're going to be insulting me and my mom.
And I'm sure we've all done a peer review that got a little off topic.
I just did 5 push-ups. Yeah.
I don't really understand that sentence right there.
I can't wait till my birthday. Wait, it's in December. That means I get to go to Chuck E. Cheese's.
Are you going to help me with the sentence?
Did you hear that?
I like that word you used.
I like frozen yogurt.
Have you ever worked with someone who thinks peer review is a race to the finish?
You wrote in your margin.
Well, how can I
You
fix
wrote a
it?
summary, not a response to literature.
What am I lacking on?
Well, nothing. Well, your topic sentence needs a little changing.
What would you rate it?
I don't know. Number 4. How would you...
And lastly, a good way to ruin a quality peer review is to take the feedback personally.
Hey, Dave, you forgot to underline your book title.
Well, why do you always bug me about it? It's just a little title.
I'm just saying.
It's my paper. I can do whatever I want.
Jeez.
What grade do you think I deserve?
I'm thinking maybe a C+.
Yours isn't that great either.
Wow, we're not talking about my paper.
Why are you always picking on me?
Oh my word. I love that video. It is the absolute best. Best video. Yes. Okay, so we need to avoid being Picky Patty, Whatever William, Social Sammy, Gene the Generalizer, Mean Margaret, Loud Larry, Pushy Paula, Off Task Oliver, Speedy Sandy, or Defensive Dave. All of those are not good. Not good. Don't nitpick. Do be involved in the process. Don't be like, whatever. Now, this one, Social Sammy, really applies when we're in the classroom together. I have students in those classes that'll just, and they're not talking about anything that has to do with essays. We need to stay on target. Gene the Generalizer, don't just say, oh, there's some problems on your paper. And when student says, well, where? Well, all over. That's not helpful. Mean Margaret. We're not being mean to the person, and we're not even being mean about the paper. It's like, what are you, stupid? No, don't say that. No. We're just trying to help everybody's paper be strong. That's it. Loud Larry. Now, again, this one applies to in the classroom together. I'm a Loud Larry. I have to know how loud I am because I can project, and I need to be quiet, stay in my group. Pushy Paula, you can't push your ideas and opinions on other people. That's not right. It's just not right. You're just going to have to be okay with whether or not they take your advice. They might not, and you're going to have to be okay with that. Let's see, Off Task Oliver. Stay on target. Don't get distracted. Once you start going through someone else's paper, keep at it. Speedy Sandy. Don't rush. Please don't rush. If we rush, good things don't happen. And then Defensive Dave. Don't take any of it personally at all, ever. This isn't intended to be taken personally. And this page doesn't apply to us because we're going to be doing this in groups online. We will not be doing this in the classroom. So I will place you in groups online, and in those groups, you will determine with one another how to share your work. You can email it to each other. I don't know on my side because I'm using Ultra now, and Ultra is different than original Blackboard. I was able to make sure inside of groups on original Blackboard that you had the capacity to share things in multiple ways. There aren't those kind of settings in the groups now and in Ultra. So I don't know what you can and you can't do inside your group. As far as I know, I can put you in groups. And I believe that there are capacities that you have inside of there to exchange papers. My students this past semester seem to do it just fine. So whether you are going to use the messages feature to share that information, you're going to use email to share that information, you can do it inside of groups. You all as a group will decide how to share that information. You'll need to do that on the Monday that your papers are due, the rough drafts are due, and then use Monday through Friday to do your peer review critiques. Then you want to have those back to each other on Friday so that everybody has the weekend to make final edits before the final draft is due that following Monday. That's how we need to do that. Make sure that you're using the checklists that I've given you, plus the rubric. There's also a peer review form, and I think they're all available under week six tools, handouts. Use them. That's what they're there for, right? You're like, I don't know how to peer review. Well, here, don't tell me you don't know how to peer review. You'll walk yourself through this checklist. Did the paper do this? Did the paper do this? Did the paper do this? And it can be a fairly simple process. There's the rest of that. Check mark it. Check. Done. Check. Not so bad. Don't you want someone checking your paper for these mistakes? I do. I want somebody else checking my paper to make sure I'm not missing things. Their eyes will see things that yours do not see. That signature part, we're not messing with that. That's from an old worksheet, and I need to take that off of there, so just ignore that part of the PowerPoint. And then if we were in the classroom together, I would have a social media conversation with you after you've been working on these papers. I want to get some thoughts and share some thoughts, but you're going to be doing that in the discussion thread online. So that's part of your homework, is to do the discussion thread on social media. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you all have to say in there. So, time to peer review, see the work of others through my eyes. See the work of others through your own eyes is what that should say. All right, there you have it, and there you are. Peer review check, social media conversation check. Now, your homework is, of course, conduct peer review, but make those final edits on Essay 2, and then you have the discussion thread, social media, and then you have Coursera. So 3 hours of Coursera, and this video lecture is very short. So we're making up for some of that with the Coursera project for this week, solving problems with creative and critical thinking. As always, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me, and I will do my very best to answer those questions. You can just send me a text message on Google Voice, and I will get right back with you. So I'm going to let y'all go. See you around next week.